The Grand Convocation of Species was an event that only happened once every 1,000 solar cycles, held in the gleaming sky-anchored city of Caltenor above the neutral planet Valaxis Prime. It was attended by every advanced species in the Orion Theta Accord, 37 distinct empires, 43 languages, over 1,000 diplomats, and humanity sent one guy. He arrived late. A single shuttle descended, wobbling slightly as it approached the Capitol spire. Other dignitaries watched from balconies and holoscreens, murmuring confusion. The craft had no escort, no flags, no species insignia. It looked like a budget courier, barely spaceworthy. Its pilot disembarked, an unshaven, middle-aged human in a wrinkled jacket, boots that had seen too many miles, and a duffel bag slung over one shoulder. He wore dark sunglasses indoors. And he brought a thermos. Security didn't know what to do with him. No entourage, no clearance badges. He simply handed over a handwritten letter. "From Earth," he said. "You'll want to read it." The letter was authentic, signed by Earth's Unified Council. "We trust Mr. Jacob Redford to speak for humanity in this matter." That was it. No explanation, no ranks, just that. Redford took his place at the enormous crescent-shaped table in the Galactic Forum. Around him, towering diplomats from across the galaxy sat with advisors, translation units, scribes, and projection drones. The Threx Consortium had sent 90 delegates, including a living historian and a neural empath. The Sivar Dominion had 25 lords in gleaming armor. The Corsham brought an entire choir to resonate intent through music. Jacob Redford stirred his coffee and took a sip. He was introduced as representative of the Terran species, Homo sapiens. The murmuring began immediately. They sent one. Day one was formalities, ceremonial greetings, exchange of symbolic gifts, shared declarations of unity. Redford offered a Zippo lighter. "It's fire," he said. "Portable. You're welcome." The Savar High Lady blinked 3 times. The translator stalled. On day 2, the negotiations started. The issue: control over the planet Karel 4, a rich world filled with valuable silicate resources and ancient ruins. The Sivar Dominion and Threx Consortium both claimed historic rights. Smaller factions clamored for recognition. The debates were intense. Redford didn't speak. He listened. He took notes with a physical pen. He tapped his thermos occasionally and stretched his legs. The other diplomats assumed he was hopelessly outmatched. "Primitive species," whispered the Threx ambassador. "Probably doesn't even understand galactic jurisprudence. This human must be so overwhelmed." A crystalline delegate from the Yix Consortium said, tilting its multifaceted head, "He hasn't spoken a word. Maybe he's still trying to process the gravity field." "Or maybe," hissed a Threx noble, "he bribed someone to get here and he's just here for food. I've seen that thermos. It's probably full of soup." They both chuckled, glancing at the silent human stirring his coffee. Then came day 3. Redford stood up. No one called on him. He just rose. "With respect," he said, voice calm, "this is all nonsense. Silence. Absolute. As if the universe held its breath. A pin could have dropped and become a planetary event." A few delegates glanced around, waiting for someone else to speak first. One Yishian's jaw hinge unlatched in shock and clattered softly against its ceremonial breastplate. The Sivar empath's fronds recoiled as if scorched by the human's audacity. Even the ambient drones hovering overhead slowed their hums, as though reluctant to disturb the moment. He walked toward the center, sipping coffee. "The ruins on Karel 4 were built by the Enthai. Everyone knows this. The Enthai went extinct 70,000 years ago. They didn't leave a will. None of you own it, so stop playing pretend." Gasps. Outrage. The Sivar Lord pounded a fist. "You dare speak so?" "I dare," Redford said, "because you're wasting everyone's time. Humanity may be young, but we've gotten very good at sniffing out bull, and this is galactic-grade fertilizer." The room exploded into argument. Redford sat back down. He didn't speak again for 2 days, but his words echoed. Behind the scenes, whispers began. The smaller factions liked him. He wasn't trying to dominate, just cutting through the pomp. The Graal, a race of mollusk-like scholars, invited him to tea. The Rithari sent him a gleaming 3-dimensional strategy lattice, their version of chess, a gift rarely given outside their kind, symbolizing respect for a mind capable of seeing 10 moves ahead in nonlinear space. The Dolan Confederacy began quoting his lines in closed sessions. By day 6, the tides shifted. The Threx moved to discredit him. They leaked footage of human wars, atrocities, old propaganda. It backfired. Yeah, Redford said at the next session, watching the footage roll. We've done horrible things, but we learn. We remember. That's why we don't send big armies to a peace summit. Just one guy who listens, one guy who knows when to stop talking. He paused. We're not the oldest or the most advanced, he said, turning slowly. But we're the ones who crossed oceans with maps drawn in ink and prayers. We're the ones who turned jungle into cities, deserts into farms. Maybe you've all done the same, but we did it while arguing, bleeding, inventing, failing, and trying again. We didn't follow destiny. We carved it out of stone with our bare hands and stubborn will. We've stared into the void and named it home. We taught ourselves to fly with bones still healing from the fall. He swept his gaze across the chamber. You think we came unarmed, but our weapons are memory, stubbornness, and imagination sharp enough to cut steel. A gelatinous ambassador involuntarily flattened into its seat. A few others leaned back, but not as if distance could insulate them from the weight of his words. He let the silence hang. We make mistakes, big ones, but we face them. We fall hard, but we get up swinging, every time. A few of the delegates fidgeted, clearly unnerved, and when we show up with just one guy, it's not arrogance. It's a warning. We only need one. The rest are busy building, healing, dreaming, and preparing. But don't assume that means we're weak. The lights flickered, because if this one guy fails, then the next ship won't be a shuttle. On day 7, the Sivar tried intimidation. Their delegation showed up in full war regalia. The lead lord approached Redford at breakfast. You walk alone, no guards, no armor. Aren't you afraid, human? Redford didn't flinch. He looked up slowly, eyes unreadable behind his sunglasses. You should think of it this way. If I were afraid, would I be standing here alone with no armor, no backup, no fear in my eyes? You came dressed for war. I came dressed for coffee. That should worry you more. The Sivar lord stared. Redford let the silence drag a heartbeat longer, then added, almost casually, when one of us shows up alone, it's never because we're weak. It's because we're the last warning. By day 10, it was clear. Redford was winning. Not through manipulation, not through threats, just brutal, simple honesty. He spoke in short sentences. He asked questions nobody wanted to answer. He told a story about a bird trapped in an oil spill and how humans rallied to save one single life. He reminded them that owning a planet wasn't the same as stewarding it. And when a fight nearly broke out between the Korshem and the Threx, it was Redford who walked between them, took off his sunglasses, and simply said, My daughter lives on a colony near here. You want to fight? Then be damn sure it's worth risking the first child buried over it. They backed down. On the final day, the consensus was clear. Corella 4 would be declared a shared research zone, protected under joint stewardship. No one would mine it. No one would weaponize the ruins. Humanity had proposed the idea. The vote was nearly unanimous. As the session closed, the Grand Arbiter rose and said, Let it be recorded in the Galactic Archive that the Terrans sent but one man and it was enough. Later, as Redford boarded his beat-up shuttle, the Threx ambassador approached. Tell me the truth. If you'd failed, would your people really have sent warships? Redford paused, one foot on the ramp. No, he said. They'd have sent a woman. He smiled. She'd have been way scarier. And then he was gone. A pair of delegates lingered in the quiet after the hall emptied, watching the shuttle vanish into the upper atmosphere. That was their diplomat? One finally whispered, voice thin with disbelief. The other, a hardened war strategist from the Korshem, gulped. What the hell are their warriors like?